want to drink them anymore because it's like a crapshoot, regardless of what Wine Spectator might say about them,
Yeah. I more trust people that I know that are really experienced in wine, and like, oh no, this is the Cab Sauv you've got to get.
Yep.
I know it's $20 more, but this is the one you got to have.
Yeah.
Okay,
Pete Bakalich is my go-to guy. If I want to buy wine for something, I text him and I go, Pete, I'm doing this and I need some wine, and he'll go, oh, and he'll give me like half a dozen names, and I'll go hunt those down.
Right.
It's like,
awesome.
I just go, I don't even ask. I just go, okay,
incredible
fine.
Resource.
Oh my God, yeah, he is a veritable walking wine encyclopedia. He really is. I mean,
absolutely. We are truly blessed to have him in our ranks.
We really are, yeah. But I will take pretty much anything. If he told me to go buy blah blah blah, I don't even question. I just go get it.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, I've got a cousin that's a sommelier, and anytime I'm looking for wine, I'm like, okay, here's my budget. What's the best thing that I can get for this?
Yeah. Well, I'm blessed to have...
he's introduced me to some just amazing stuff. And talk about triggering mead-making dreams. There was one that he had me try that was done in like in a 60-year cascade.
Uh-huh.
So every year they make a new batch, they fill a new barrel, and then they top off all of the other barrels for the last 60 years with that batch.
Oh,
and
wow.
they bottle the 60-year-old barrel. So you're drinking, part of it's 60 years old, part of it's 59 years old, part of it's brand new. And
Jeez.
Wow, I was just absolutely blown away. I mean, it's like a $300 bottle of wine.
Damn.
Well, yeah, with that amount of depth of flavor, I can imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I would never buy it, but, I got a chance to try it in a restaurant, and it was just amazing. And makes me want to have 60 barrels and do something like that.
Oh, God, yeah.
But I think my better half would kill me.
I'll go hit wineries that my friends tell me about that are in their areas, so when I'm traveling and stuff. And I hit one in Oregon that just also happened to be, it was owned by the brother-in-law of a guy I was going to see who owns a meadery. And he's just getting started, so basically he's doing his meadery through this winery. I guess the laws in Oregon will let you do that. So, I went there, and aside from the fact that the winery was just this luscious building. I mean, it was just big, tall ceilings and giant beams and ginormous fireplace. And it was just like, you just wanted to move in. It was just beautiful. But I hung out at the bar there and talked to the owner, and he had the meads, but he also had some really interesting wines. He had a pineapple cider that was to die for. And, and I tried all of the wines, and I ended up going away with 3 bottles of mead and 6 bottles of wine. So...
Nice.
Yeah, because he had a 3 grape blend that was stunning, absolutely stunning, and it was off dry, which I don't normally go off dry. It's not my go-to, sugar level, and I was blown away. I mean, it was so big and juicy and flavorful. You could almost chew this thing. It had so much body, and it was stunning in every possible way. I mean, I really loved it, and it was like $25 a bottle.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was 3 grapes that I was not personally familiar with, but again, I'm kind of a wine nerd, I'm not very good at wine. I know what I like, that's what I drink, but right. I'm not afraid to go out and, check out other things, but I was expecting to have to make nice noises and then not buy any, it's like, oh, that was really good. Oh, look at the time, gotta go, and I was like in love with this stuff, so I bought a whole bunch of it because it was so good. In fact, I bought a bottle for me and a bottle for my daughter and then a bottle to lay down because I want to see how it ages.
Right.
Bobby is asking, what is your cousin's opinion of mead?
Let's just say he doesn't come over for meetings very often. I haven't really had the opportunity to really turn him on to it. I need to. He's a super busy guy, and I need to really kind of pin him down and pour a couple of bottles down his throat and show him what mead's all about.
Yeah, get some really nice cheeses, and you'll be able to lure him over with that. He's a wine guy, right? So, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Wine with
He's also a general manager of a very high-end restaurant in Denver. So.
Oh, so yeah, he's a foodie then.
Get the really good cheeses.
Yeah, get the really good cheeses. You'll
be able to. He's got all of that. It's like, yeah. He's a great resource to go to for grape advice, though.
Oh, I'll bet.
Great advice.
Yeah, that's what Pete's my go-to guy for that too. I tell him what I'm trying to do, and he's like, "Go get this and this and this." It's like, okay.
Right. Yeah, I would love to get my cousin really into mead and get him to, get BJCP certified as a mead judge, and I mean, he's definitely got the palate for it, but whether he can handle the sweetness or not, I don't know. Those wine people.
Or you might spoil them for wine.
Yeah, there's that. It could happen. Yeah, I've noticed that many wine people they kind of look down their noses at us. We're the redheaded stepchildren of the alcoholic beverage industry, and
absolutely.
Yeah, and that's changing because I see more and more. I was going through my meadery list, and there is a very large number, a good 25% of the places where you can buy mead, places who make mead, is wineries who make mead that also have, cabs and Merlots and Chardonnays and whatnot, are also making mead because they're starting to wake up and recognize the fact that this is a real deal. It's not just some little plebeian,
Right.
It's not. We're not the Bartles. We're not the Bartles and James of alcohol.
Exactly. I mean, if I owned a winery, I would, by all means, be making a mead because, I don't want to lose market share.
Yeah.
If for no other reason, you're going to lose market share.
Well, and it broadens out your appeal too, because not everybody likes, excuse me.
Yeah, how many people go into a meadery or go into a winery and wish that they had something that was sweet?
I do.
That would be me.
That would be me, yeah. Give me a Gewürztraminer. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly.
Eiswein.
Right.
Give me Eiswein. Stott.
Talking about wine kits, my favorite trick with a wine kit is instead of diluting it out to the 5 or 6 gallons the directions say, only dilute it out to 3, and then you've got yourself an ice-style wine.
Oh,
I love messing with wine kits. One of my other favorites is you take your standard boring plain old cheap ass white wine kit, make it according to the directions, stabilize it, and then add a couple of cans of Welch's Raspberry Frozen.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Summerberry wine. It's amazing.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many things you can do with wine kits.
Interesting.
The one thing I haven't tried doing is applying honey to the problem yet, and that's on my list.
Right. One of the things that I've been kicking around that I think I'm going to attempt here very soon is a Malbec session mead, like Malbec Light. Yeah,
ooh, that would be nice.
A Malbec wine cooler or something.
Oh yeah, a Malbec session would be a Malbec carbonated session would be to die for.
I think it could be something really good. So it's something I've been kicking around for a while that I think I'm going to attempt.
I think you have to.
Does anybody know how well Shiraz works with a Pyment?
Oh, geez, who is it that I was just talking to that is doing a Pyment with Shiraz? Gosh, I can't remember who it is now. That's going to bug me the rest of the night, too.
Don't call me at 3 in the morning to tell me about it, David.
Just email her.
Yeah,
I'm calling you at 3 in the morning.
Good luck with that. I don't take my phone to the bedroom with me like many people do. Have you done any crossover Pyments, like Pymels or Pymeths?
I haven't. I've certainly thought about it. But then you start, you're adding a whole other thing to try and balance in there. You're making a complex mead even more complex to try and make, because now you're not only trying to balance the honey and the grape, but you also have this third flavor in there that you want to try and showcase with the other two. And it sounds fascinating.
Yeah.
I haven't attempted it, though.
Honestly, I mean, really, to me, really what it would feel like to me would be, it's just like making a sizer. Okay, so to me, a sizer is, I mean, most people say it's apples, and technically speaking, it is apple sizer, so it's apple juice and whatever. But I make peach sizers, I make cherry sizers, I make Perry's or pear sizers. So making a like a spiced Pyment, it was really basically you're just making a grape sizer in a way, and and just handling it from that perspective, I don't see that it would be any harder to balance it there. Now, adding additional fruits, yeah, I could see where that might get a little complicated because that's a lot of sugar. Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so
I could definitely see that.
Yeah, but, I mean, I could see doing like a, like sort of a country wine kind of approach, or like a raspberry Zinfandel or blueberries Zinfandel. That might be fun.
I hate you, blueberries in.
Yeah.
Because I think I have half a Zin. I think I have a Zin kit in the basement, and I got a couple of pounds of wild blueberries.
You got to remember the way I cook. It's like I look in the cupboard and go, "Well, what can we do today?" I mean,
what can we do with this?
Yeah, I'm a kitchen chemist. I just screw around until I get something that I like. So I do the same thing with my meads. I look at it and go, "What would work with this?" And how would that be? Jim Davis just commented. He says he's making a rose Syrah Pyment, and he talked to you, David.
Yeah. Yes, that's who it was. I know it was. I've talked to probably 10 people this week about Pyments and Pyment questions. So
okay.
It's been a busy week for me.
It sounds like you need to go and put in a proposal to do a talk on Pyments at the AMA conference, David.
I could potentially be so persuaded.
Yeah, it's like, you get up there, you talk for 1 hour, and you get free tickets to the conference and everything, I mean, it's a pretty slick deal. Oh, and we also offered stipends to all of our speakers, just saying.
Oh, wow.
Uh-huh. Yeah. It's not a ton of money, but it'll help,
Right?
Yeah.
Right?
We want our speakers to feel appreciated.
Keep the deal for me.
Yeah. The way I see it, if we come out of the gate taking good care of our speakers, then we'll have no trouble getting speakers. That's what I want.
Yeah, that's fair.
And if things...
Absolutely. That's a great way to look at it, too.
Well, yeah, that was what the board decided, and I agree with them wholeheartedly that I think that is a great way to do it. And, we talk to a lot of people who speak on the circuit, and they're all like, these people expect me to just show up and pay for my hotel and all my food and everything and talk, and they don't give me nothing. And I'm like, that's just rude.
Right?
I mean, you're asking
somebody to at least not pay for their accommodations
or something, to give them something to show you at least appreciate that they took the time out of their lives, regardless of how busy or unbusy that might be. I mean, that's just you got to appreciate people. It's it's just something that you do. But yeah, so I mean, that would be because we're doing both a home and a home and a commercial track this year, and we got 2 whole days of speakers, so there's a lot of information going to happen over those 2 days.
Excellent. Well, I would definitely be into doing a Pyment talk on that.
Okay. Well, go hit the
That would be fun.
Mead-makers.org, and there's a thing that there's a form there that you can do. I'm just collecting it all in one spot because otherwise I lose shit. I was juggling like a mad woman last year because we were doing it all through email, and